Hi everyone, I'm Kit and I'm here to talk to you from Cocoon House because January is National Human Trafficking Awareness Month. So Cocoon House is well known for helping youth and young adults find stable, safe housing, but what you might not know is that we also have a human trafficking team. So it's a relatively new department. They've only been around for about a year. It's a small team of three hardworking folks who've been out in our community trying to raise awareness about this topic. Human trafficking happens in Everett. Human trafficking happens all over Snohomish County. And so for this month, Cocoon House is spotlighting our amazing human trafficking team. Here with us today, I have Lindsay and Rena, who both work as human trafficking advocates. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Lindsay?
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I have my bachelor's in criminal justice with a specialization in forensic psychology, and I have been at Cocoon House now for 2 years.
Great. Rena?
Hi, I'm Rena. I've been working for Cocoon House for about a year now. Before that, I worked as a commercial sexual exploitation advocate for a year. And I have 3 years previous experience working with homeless and at-risk youth in Seattle.
Great. Well, thank you both for being here. It's a very important topic. First, Rena, can you tell us what does a human trafficking advocate do?
Sure. We essentially do everything that the typical advocate does, like assisting youth with getting IDs, social security cards, birth certificates, or help them find resources for food, shelter, and clothing. Our jobs as advocates is to help youth create goals and then help them meet those goals. What makes our program a little bit different is that we work with youth who are either currently being trafficked, have been trafficked, or at risk of being trafficked.
Right. So our team has specialized CSEC training and experience, which stands for the Commercial Sexual Exploitation of Children. The training and experience that we have helps us make sure we're approaching our clients with a trauma-informed lens and that we're meeting our clients where they're at. Our job is not to shame our clients or try to get them out. Our job is really to be a support system for them and help keep them safe. And obviously, we do help them leave the life if that's what they choose to do.
Right. So, what is human trafficking?
Well, there is a federal definition, and I think it's important to know, but it is long with lots of words. I know if I read it, people would probably turn the video off. So instead, I'd like to give a simple definition of what human trafficking is. So, human trafficking is where there's force, where they make you, fraud, where they trick you, or coercion, where they convince or manipulate you into either having sex for money, which is sex trafficking, or working against your will, which is labor trafficking. Something important to note about the federal definition is that if a person is induced to perform a commercial sex act, which is any sex act in which anything of value is given or received by any person, has not obtained 18 years of age, it is considered trafficking. You do not need to have any proof of force, fraud, or coercion.
So, in other words, there is no such thing as a teen or child prostitute. Legally, federally, any person who is a minor, even if they are 17 years and 364 days old, they are a minor. If you engage in a sex act with them in exchange for anything of value, it is sex trafficking. It's really important to remember that minors cannot consent to selling their body, period.
Right. So, can you tell us more about who are the victims of human trafficking?
Well, I can tell you who they're not. They are not white, wealthy children who are being taken from their homes. That can certainly be, but that's not the norm, and it's not statistically what we're seeing in our work. Human trafficking disproportionately affects youth of color, LGBTQIA plus youth, youth with disabilities, and especially youth in foster care systems.
Most of the time, victims are individuals who are lacking basic needs, food, shelter, money, and are forced to then use their bodies in order to obtain those needs. This is honestly one of the reasons why having a human trafficking team at Cocoon House just makes sense. Since Cocoon House works with homeless youth, survival sex is bound to happen, and that is a form of sexual exploitation.
Okay, so what do you mean by survival sex?
Survival sex is exchanging a sex act for a basic need, such as a place to stay, food to eat, or transportation, anything like that. It's really when you have no other option available to you and no other income means. violence. So this is very, very common among homeless youth.
Well, what can people do to help?
Watching this video is a great start. We will be continuing to show videos throughout the month highlighting different topics about human trafficking. So stay tuned if you want to learn more. Educating yourself on the topic is really the first step in making a difference.
Great. Well, thank you both for taking a few minutes to talk with me today about this really important topic. We'll see you on the next one.